Hello, welcome back, my normal friends. Today, let's talk about how we got to this problem in America of worrying so much about the pending food shortages. So, not every person in an agrarian society will be a landowner and farmer, although it is ideal but impossible. It's never been a workable solution in all of history for every man to own and farm land. Not every Amish man owns his own full-fledged farm. When you go to Amish country and you see Amish buggies, someone made those buggies and someone is working on them and fixing them. But behind that buggy shop, you are likely to see a small farm, or at least a garden. Every community will need people who are good at building things, repairing things, procuring things, and so on. Some men have skills and talents in management, while others are small picture people with an eye and heart towards artisanship in a very specific area. Even in the most successful eras of agrarian history, there have been those who own land and those who don't. There will always be employers and the employed. Even in the Bible, the shepherds were shepherds, meaning that they were specialists that tended and herded sheep. Shepherding was an agrarian profession. The Bible teaches employers to be fair with their employees and to not withhold their wages. And the Bible teaches employees to serve and honor their masters and to work for them as if they were doing the work for God Himself. There is nothing dishonorable about being employed in a trade or specialty. In agrarian Europe 250 years ago, the average farm would have employed dozens of workers, shepherds, swineherds, thatchers, millers, sawyers, coopers, smiths, brewers, and so on. This is how most people got their last names. Here is where many people get confused. How can we say that specialization is good when we have already named specialization as one of the primary causes of many of the problems in the society today? So is specialization good or is it bad? Some specialization in an agrarian culture is a good thing, but when specialization causes almost every human to become just a cog in the larger machine, then it has gone too far. The problem with specialization occurs when people throw off all responsibility to provide for themselves and their families from the land, and instead begin to rely on an unnatural and unsustainable system for that provision. When the farmer stops growing his own food and instead puts all of his land and resources into growing a single money crop, then he begins to rely inordinately on the system, and he begins to feed the system that will one day destroy him. As this type of system develops, eventually the farmer doesn't even know where his food is grown or who grows it. In fact, he's not a farmer at all, he's an industrial producer. As more problems happen and we get sicker from dangerous and unsafe foods, and when the whole society grows sick from the ungodly methods of commercial agriculture, there grows up a need for more specialists and bureaucrats, food inspectors, government agents, purchasers, middlemen, trucking specialists, not to mention the need for more doctors, nurses, hospitals, insurance, socialized medicine, and so on. Taxes will go up and up and up, and eventually there will be a call for the government to step in, run everything for everyone, which is happening now. All of these people and systems and government regulation become necessary to make the farmer who once grew his own food feel comfortable and safe in an environment and culture caused by hyper-specialization. So whether you're conservative or liberal, if you operate in and for an urban industrial world system, then you are for big government. Urbanism, specialization, globalism, and industrialism require big government in every case. One party is for slow poison and the other party is for fast poison. That is the only real difference. I'll give you a very good example of my point about big government. When everyone drove a horse and buggy, if you were in a small accident on a rural dirt road, you were traveling at a very slow speed, and it was very likely that no one was killed and there would be no reason to get policemen and insurance companies involved. No government other than that of morals, manners, good sense, and honesty was needed. In fact, policemen in those days, when they were needed or available, generally dealt with crime and investigations or in enforcing criminals and civil laws. What happened when we paved the roads? Now, we need government to build and maintain roads, to own property once owned by private individuals, more police, insurance companies, gas companies, DMV, government, inspections, emergency room trauma unit, specialized in car accidents, car accident attorneys, and the list is really endless. The motor vehicle industry basically became the country, and more than half of the economy became dependent on the production, repair, maintenance, and operation of motor vehicles. And all of this required more and more government in order to keep it all straight. And this is just one example of how we got a big government. Agrarianism is the only philosophy, lifestyle, and political system for those who actually believe in smaller, less intrusive government. A free and responsible agrarian is a real conservative. Everyone else, whether they like it or not, is a statist. We're not communists. We believe in freedom, and in the truly free society, there will be some people who have more than others. But what does all this mean to you? As you move forward with your off-grid plans, you need to be thinking about what you want to do. What skills do you have and how you see yourself living in the future? If it is not possible for you to become a land-owning farmer, it is still possible for you to go off-grid and to live life in agrarian terms. I just finished reading an amazing book. It was called Possum Living by Dolly Freed. It was mostly about how to live well without a job and with almost no money, which she successfully did in a suburban neighborhood, in a suburban house, on less than a quarter acre of land. I highly recommend Possum Living because it was about how to live well without a job and with almost no money. That book is a true encouragement to pretty much every situation. So even if you're in a suburban neighborhood or you're in an overcrowded city, but you have a small piece of land, very small, you can still live an agrarian lifestyle. Highly suggest reading Possum Living by Dolly Freed. It will give you encouragement and it will help you to see that it definitely can be done. So that's it for now. If you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and remember, a simple life is a beautiful life. Bye.